So you're over 40, maybe over 50, over 60, whatever. So you're in middle to advanced age and you want to start working out. You don't know where to begin. And starting to work out over 40, or maybe you're coming back from a long break or whatever, it's definitely different than it would have been had you started when you were in your 20s or what you did in your 20s, because your body definitely does not respond the same way in your 40s or advanced as it did back when you were in your 20s. And if you're already over 40, that's something I don't even need to tell you. You already know. You're feeling aches and pains that you never felt back when you were a youngster. So you have to approach your exercise program a little bit differently when you're over 40. And if you don't get anything else from this video, one thing you should always keep in mind is when you're coming back from a layoff or you're just starting out, start very slowly. Don't try to jump into a weightlifting program and try to lift as much as you can, or don't try to start a cardio program and you try to run a five mile run on the first day. Don't do it. So start out very slow, and it's always better to be safer than sorry. So err on the side of doing too little at first, just so that you don't injure yourself, you don't pull a muscle, you don't give yourself a heart attack or whatever the case may be. But by starting out slowly, you can build up with tiny increments over time, and then you can make sure that your body has plenty of time to adapt, because being older, it will take your body some time to adapt. Your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, all that stuff, you want to give it plenty of time. So with that being said, also, not only do you need to start out slowly, but when you do actually get into your program, make sure you warm up really good too before you do any of this stuff. You want to do a couple of good warm-up sets to get your muscles, get the blood flowing, and get your ligaments and tendons loosened up. Those are just good practices. But with that being said, let me show you a little bit about what I do. And I'm here in my home gym today. I like to work out at home because it allows me to focus better. I don't like going to a public gym because there's too many distractions. You got to wait on people to do machines, yada yada yada. Here at home, I can work out anytime that's convenient. I can knock it out, no distractions. It's just me concentrating on what I need to do. But in my home gym, I have a very basic, simple setup. I'll show you that here in just a second. But that's another part of working out when you're older, is you don't have to do 100 different exercises in your routine to get in shape and be healthy. Just pick out a few exercises that work out your whole body, and you don't have to spend all day in the gym either. Just pick out those few exercises, do them with consistency, and over time you'll get great results. You'll be healthy, you'll be strong. Now, this is obviously not the routine for a bodybuilder. If you're looking for tips on bodybuilding, you've come to the wrong channel. But as far as just a routine for overall health and strength, This is great, and this will ensure that your muscles stay fit into your older age, and you won't lose as much muscle, and also you'll build stronger bones out of this as well. So with all that said, let me go ahead and show you my gym. I'll show you what I do. That's essential equipment whenever you're working out. Gotta have some good music. So this is my gym setup. This is very basic, very simple. Like I said, the first thing I have over here in the middle is my bench. Now my bench I use for dumbbell presses. I also sit on the bench to do some overhead shoulder presses for my triceps and shoulders. Over here on this side, I have my vertical leg press. Love this machine, and I love it a lot more than those horizontal leg presses that you see at the public gyms, because what happens with this is you have to press the weight straight up in the air, and all of that weight is on you. So you get a great workout for your legs. Over here is all my weight storage. I use the 1-inch weights just because they were cheaper. Over here on the end, I have my treadmill for my cardio workout. If you do a treadmill, and I just prefer doing a treadmill because I don't like running outside. It's so much easier when you don't have to fight the rain and whatever. If you do get a treadmill though, make sure that you get like a higher end consumer model, because going cheap on a treadmill just doesn't work. If you do any amount of real workout, then you need a decent treadmill. And I think I spent maybe $1,000 on this one. So get a decent treadmill. Oh, finally, over here on the other side, I have my pull down machine. This machine is great for back and biceps work, and it didn't cost very much either. This machine was maybe like $150 on Amazon. So, I mean, it's a great economical piece to the gym. My workout room also doubles as my laundry room. All right, so I'm getting my weights ready for my lying dumbbell press. Dumbbell press I normally do first in my upper body routine. My upper body routine I do twice a week. Same with my lower body routine. But I start with this. This will work chest, triceps, some shoulders. And I use these 14-inch dumbbells. These are great, easy to use, easy to change the weight out on. Put some weight on here and I'll show you how I do my dumbbell press. All right, so I've got my weight on. I'm ready for my first exercise. And what I'm gonna do is going to squat down, lift up my weight, and then I'm going to lean back on my bench and I'm going to press. Till I've done about 10 reps, and then I come back up, put these down, and then I usually give myself about 3 minutes of rest time in between sets. I'll do 4 sets total, of each of these upper body exercises I'm going to show you. And I do this entire routine twice a week for upper body, and then I do a twice a week routine for lower body as well. So when I'm done with my dumbbell presses, I'm going to do some shoulder presses. So with these, I'm just pressing straight up in the air from the bench. And then this will work your triceps. It will also work your shoulders. So now, with the two exercises that I've done, I've worked my chest, my shoulders, the backs of my arms, and now it's time to move on to the pull down machine. Okay, so here I am at the pull down machine. I'm ready to do my next exercise. Now with this, I like an underhanded grip, because what this does is you sit on the machine like so, and if you pull it down like this, it's working your biceps. It's also working your upper back. So it's a great compound lift exercise. And that's a common theme with the exercises that I've chosen for my upper body program. I've chosen exercises that exercise more than one muscle group at a time, because if you want to maximize your time and your efficiency in the gym, choose exercises that exercise a lot of muscles together. If you're not a bodybuilder and you don't have time to do 2 exercises for biceps, 2 exercises for triceps, 2 for shoulders, and 2 for pecs, and so on, choose exercises that will give you the maximum amount of work on the most amount of muscles. All right, so final exercise in my upper body routine is the dumbbell seal row. Now this will actually work your upper back really good, but my setup here is my bench has been elevated by some scrap lumber that I've nailed together to give me some elevation, and it allows me to reach down supported by my chest and to pull these dumbbells up on either side, and it works the upper back like crazy. Great upper back exercise. So this is how these are done. I keep my head up, supported by my chest, reach down to get my dumbbells, and then I pull straight up with my elbows, like so. Yeah, so I do 4 sets of those as well. I try to stay with a weight that I can maybe do about 10 times for each of my 4 sets, and that seems to be enough for twice a week workout. Okay, so for my lower body, I only do 1 weightlifting exercise for my lower body, and the reason for that is I also run 3 times a week. So if you run and lift weights for your legs, then you really have to limit the amount of weights that you do for your legs. So pick an exercise like this, a compound exercise that works as many muscles as possible. This will work your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your calves all at the same time. And this is the only one that I do 4 sets of it twice a week. This vertical leg press machine is great because, like I said, all of the weight is on top of you. You get the maximum effect from the weight. And this is how these are done. So Feet go on this plate here. You raise it up after you've stacked the weight on the top. Pull these pins from down below, and you'll hold the pins while you do the exercise, but you lower it, raise it, lower it, raise it. You don't want to go too low. If you go too deep on it, can really hurt your knees if you try to go too deep. And once you get over 40, those knees, it doesn't take much to make them sore, so be careful with your knees. Don't go too deep. But when you're finally done with this machine, you put the pins back in the bottom. You lower it down slowly. And then bam, you're done with your legs. So another big part of what I do 3 times per week is cardio. And cardio, I don't care how old you are, it's important to have. To get a well-balanced fitness program, you need weight-bearing exercises, and you need cardio to keep your heart healthy, and all kinds of benefits to cardio. But what I do 3 times per week is I do a 30-minute run at 6 miles an hour. So probably when you're starting out, you probably don't want to, if you're not used to running, you won't want to start out at more than like maybe 5 miles an hour. But cardio just gets your whole system moving right, your circulation right, your metabolism right. But it's essential that you don't overdo your cardio, because you can overdo it. I read about this local guy that we have here. He set several records for the amount of running that he did every day. He was a real long distance runner, but he died when he was 72. And I read about that and I was like, well, that don't even sound right. He should have been in better shape than any of us. But the fact of the matter is, you can run too much. And a lot of studies show that the best dose of running for just health purposes wise is around 3 times per week, about 30 minutes per session, and no faster than say 6 or 6.5 miles an hour. Because that steady dosage of not too much is just perfect for heart health. So that's why I do what I do. I could run faster than I do. I could run faster than 6 miles an hour. I could run more than 30 minutes. But I'm doing this for my health. I'm not doing this for competitive reasons. I'm not a competitive runner. I'm just doing it strictly for my health. This is my setup whenever I'm running. What I'll do, I will put my phone up here, and I like to watch motivational videos while I'm doing my run. So, yeah, I'll put my phone up in front of me, and I don't know, maybe you want a TV or something up there for you, but I like to watch motivational videos while I'm running, and it keeps me pumped up. And so now that you've seen what I do, now you just have to design your own program. I'd recommend finding something that you like to do so that you can maintain it, because if you like it, you're more than likely going to stick with it. But maybe you're not like me. Maybe you want to go to the gym. Maybe you want other people around. Maybe that's motivating for you, and that's cool. Maybe you don't like to run inside on a treadmill. Maybe you want to pound the pavement some. That's cool too. I've done that occasionally, but whatever you feel like is best, if you enjoy it more, you're going to stick with it. But when's the best time to start? It doesn't matter what what age you are, 40, 60, 80, the best time to start is right now. There's no better time, because time is really our most valuable commodity, and by doing some of these things and improving your health, it gives you more time. It gives you better quality of time, so that when you're really old, your body is not breaking down on you and you can actually still enjoy life. So get started right now. Thanks for watching, guys.